Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another weekly video. A lot to get into this week, so let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, I've been talking about the last couple weeks. It dropped this previous Friday. I finished my first playthrough. It's a game similar to the first one. If you played the first one, it requires multiple playthroughs. So I'm currently on my second one right now. Game is awesome. If you played the first one and liked it, you're going to want to definitely get this one. It's an amazing game, a lot of fun, easily going to be one of the best games of the year in my opinion. If you like just retro style games, especially Castlevania games, and you've never played this series before, you're going to want to check this out. Or just good platformers. It's a great game. I don't know what else to tell you. Go out and get it. If you haven't played it, go get it. Try it out. Awesome game. If you haven't played the first one, you probably want to play the first one first, but it's both of them are great. A lot of fun with that. Next up, earlier this week, Sega announced the Sega Astro Mini Arcade coming out later this year. It's supposed to release, I think, in December later this year, which probably won't come out until I'm guessing 2021. But this is kind of like the Neo Geo Mini. That's kind of what this is. It's a Sega made product. It's going to have 36 games on it. They announced the first 10 games, which is it's Alien Syndrome, Alien Storm, Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder, Columns 2, Dark Edge, Puzzle and Action, Tantar, Virtua Fighter, Final Fantasy Zone, and Altered Beast. And these are all the arcade ports of these games. There's 26 more games to come. The probably most notable game for most people is Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder, which this will be the first time I think that's released on an official Sega product to the public. It's interesting because they're trying to get that game out there because there's also the arcade 1-up that's going to be releasing for that game later this year as well. But Alien Syndrome and Alien Storm are also really good arcade style games, and it's going to be nice to have those on actual the arcade versions of those. So I got the Genesis version of those and Master System version, and those are good games, but the arcade version is so much better. So this is really awesome. Right now, it's only available from pre-order from Japan. So I pre-ordered mine from Amazon Japan. It comes out to about $128 once you translate it. They also you can pre-order the controller. Looks like it's about $28 additional for a controller that you can kind of plug in. Be interesting to see if they come out with any other peripherals or just attachments to use with it. But that is awesome. I went ahead and pre-ordered that. I don't know if it's going to get a stateside release. And that's going to be an awesome. So really looking forward to that. Check it out, and you may want to pre-order from Amazon Japan. And if you're worried about them selling out, like I said, they may come stateside. I'm assuming that they will, but I didn't want to chance it, and I went ahead and got my pre-order in. Also, limited run games to their 2020 showcase. Awesome. I'm not I'm not always the fan of like how limited run games operate stuff. But at the same time, they push out a lot of games that wouldn't otherwise get physical releases. So I do talk about them quite a bit on this channel just for that reason. Although I'm definitely not a fan of the way that they operate in everything that they do. But they had 30 plus games that they're coming out, and it's just the lineup. I probably saw 10 plus games on here that really look good. I'll put a link down in the description to the actual showcase video. I highly advise watching that. There's definitely going to be some games in there I'm sure that you'll like. The games that most notably to me was The Mummy Demastered and Mighty Gunvolt Burst were games that have come out early in the Switch's life that a lot of people liked and are finally getting physicals. So I actually held out on getting these digitally because I was like, man, the limited run's got to pick these up. Finally they are. Also, another cool one is the Castlevania Anniversary Collection that came out, I think, last year, is getting a physical release. So that's one of the games on the lineup, which would be cool to see if they're working with Konami. Then hopefully they'll end up getting the Contra one down the line as well. But we'll see. But great to see those. There's also several Shantae games, including they're redoing the original Game Boy Color cart that goes for $700 and a couple other games, but a lot of games. Go check them out. Like I said, I'll put a link down in the description for you to go check it out. Also, Xbox Game Showcase finally got announced. It's going to be noon on July 23rd, so definitely be tuning in there to see what they got going on. I self-admittedly, I'm a PlayStation guy. I do get Xbox products. It'll be interesting to see. That if Sony really craps the bed and Xbox comes out swinging with just backwards compatibility and all kinds of stuff. You know, they could possibly sell me. So I'm interested to see what they got, what their price points are going to be, and hopefully we get a lot more information. But yeah, I'll definitely be talking about that after that happens, and that's coming up, like I said, in a couple weeks. Something else interesting for, you know, I guess you could say related to probably my channel and just people who watch my content, is that Capcom announced that of their total game sales, that 80% of their total game sales is digital, which is really interesting, and it kind of just goes to let you know that this next generation, the Series X and PlayStation 5, are already coming out with digital versions at launch. So this is more than likely, you would assume, the last time we're going to see any physical games, because after this generation of consoles, it's probably going to be wiped out clean, you would assume. So that they're at 80%. They said they're trying to get to 90%. And yeah, that's buy up physical while you can, because it's gonna be a dinosaur pretty soon. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be extinct coming soon. So that's kind of like why I do get limited run and stuff like that, even though I don't really 100% like everything that they do. Then once again, Nintendo fell flat on their face. And what I mean is, they came out midweek, said they're going to have a Nintendo Treehouse coming up in a couple days, where they're going to showcase Paper Mario, and then also get into, they had a new Way Forward, like third-party game that they were going to kind of like announce, and got a lot of people excited. They did the Nintendo Treehouse, and they talked about the Paper Mario, kind of like this upcoming, and then they went in and it's a Bakugan game, so so they got a bunch of people excited just for a Bakugan game, which I'm sure some people like Bakugan game, but I don't know anyone who enjoys those games. So if you enjoy them, I apologize, but man, hopefully they got that Nintendo Direct coming up, and they got to announce some stuff, because it's looking rough right now for them going forward. They need to make some announcements. So hopefully they got a Direct coming up, and we'll see what's going on. All right, that's for it for the news for the most part. Let's talk about some upcoming games. So once again, this coming Friday, you got the Ghost of Tsushima, and then Paper Mario: The Origami King are releasing on July 17th, which is this upcoming Friday. Limited Run has a couple new pre-orders. They got the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which is available for pre-order on the Switch and the PS4. This looks just to be a re-release. It's already available in the eShops. You can look at reviews and stuff if you want to. But it doesn't look like it's a remastered. It looks like it's just a re-release of the classic game from the Dreamcast and N64, and it looks like it's got somewhat mixed reviews. But it is cool that it's available to play on the Switch and PS4, and you can also get a physical through them if you want. They also have the Ys Origin has a pre-order through the Switch. This is not a limited run game, but they're kind of selling it on their site. This is like, they did it a couple years ago. I got the PS4 version, and they had the PS4 and Vita version. Now they're doing the Switch version, and this is an action RPG. It's kind of like the prequel to all the Ys types games, and this is more of a top-down game, similar to old-style Zelda games. And then another one they have that opened up for pre-order is Kunai, I think is how you pronounce it, and that's an action platformer that plays, it's a Metroidvania-style game. And I really like the gameplay. This looks like a fun game, but my issue is that I don't necessarily like the art style. So if the art style is not an issue for you, the gameplay, looks like it's a lot of fun. But so I'm kind of mixed on if I'm going to grab that or not, but we'll see. Then also WWE 2K Battlegrounds set its release date for September 18th. That's going to be a $40 game available on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. So that's more than likely I'll be grabbing that. I had a lot of fun with the NBA Playgrounds, the 2K NBA Playgrounds. So this kind of is going to be similar to that. It'll be nice to see what they can come out with, and hopefully they don't lock too many characters behind like a paywall, which they said that they're not, but we'll see. So that's it as far as like upcoming games. Let's get into like just some pickups. So this I ordered. It was hard to find. I've been looking for this. I looked for this for a couple weeks, and then I finally found one. This is the Arkham Origins Collector's Edition on the PS3, and this is the PAL edition, which they have a US version of this game, a Collector's Edition, but I got this one because I wanted the statue. The PAL edition and the US version are different statues, and you'll see why I wanted this one. I think the U.S. version had like the Joker kind of at like a table or something like that. But this is the PAL version statue that it came with, and it took a while because I also had to order this from the UK, so it took a while for shipment. So been waiting on this for a while, but it finally came in, and it's a cool statue of a Batman, you know, holding up the Joker, which like I said, I got this solely because I preferred this statue over the US one. Also comes with like a really embossed like steelbook, so really good steelbook, and then it also comes with an art book. And then it comes with like a bunch of kind of like FBI files about like about just this different looks like, you know, top secret FBI files on like different characters or enemies in the game. So it's actually really cool collector's edition for the PS3. Like I said, that's the PAL version once again. Awesome. Also, since I don't like going into GameStop stores, but apparently like I've been ordering a lot of stuff from GameStop when they do have good deals, and if you don't got to go into the store, it's not so bad. And plus I haven't been able to get out to my retro game stores, which is usually where I like to get stuff from. But they had a really good deal on some games this week. They had a bunch of coming to some like evergreen type Nintendo IPs on sale for $40. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Won this game when it came out, and this is kind of like my issue with Nintendo. Is that I like Nintendo games. It's not that I don't like them, but like this game is obviously like an old game from the Wii. It's just like a deluxe game of it, and it's $60 when it comes out, or the Wii U, sorry. And it's just stupid. I haven't played much of the one on the Wii. I like 100% of the one on the Wii that's similar to this. I really like the 2D Mario style games, so I wanted that when it came out. I just didn't want it for $60. So $40 is a much more ideal price. This was on sale for $30. This is Maneater. It's not the greatest game, but I mean, I got this for it's kind of similar. Like my kids really like the Hungry Shark, like kind of like mobile game, and this is more or less like imagine that, but like on the PS4. So my nephew's up here visiting, and I thought I'd get like a cool summer game for them to play and have fun. Aside from that, they're actually having a lot of fun with it, playing with my nephew and stuff like that. But it's not the greatest game, but it's just stupid, mindless fun, and like I said, they've been having fun with it. Then I got Sega. I bought the manual for this a while ago. This is a pretty pricey game. It's a horizontal scrolling shooter. This is known as Darius 2, I think, for the Mega Drive or in Japan. So it's in part of the Darius series. But I got the manual several months ago by itself, and it kind of was waiting, and I found an opportunity where I got the cart and case from a guy. I made him an offer, and he actually accepted, so glad to get that. Really good horizontal scrolling shooter. Like I said, it's getting up there in price, so I wanted to grab it before it got too high. Then Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master. Great game, obviously. One of the best Shinobi games on the Sega Genesis. So same thing with that. That's kind of like starting to creep up in price. It's been watching it. I've been trying to get it for several months now, and it just hasn't dipped down to the price that I thought that it should be at, and it's just been going up. So I kind of just started getting it before it got up too high. Next up is Strictly Limited Games. I ordered a lot of stuff from them. They had like really bad just backup in their product line. I have like probably like 5 or 6 games to where I got the Strictly Limited version to where I'm just waiting to get delivered. I ordered this, I don't know, it's definitely probably like about like 8 or 10 months ago. They finally starting to ship out products again. I think they got hit really hard from the COVID. I think they're over like in Europe, like in Germany, I want to say. But Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill, Slapped and Beans. This is like these guys used to make a bunch of Western movies, as far as like kind of like spaghetti Westerns, and just a bunch of like just slapstick type comedy movies. And this is like a kind of like a beat 'em up game. This is the Switch version. It's just really goofy beat 'em up type game. Wasn't sure if I was gonna get this one, but I ended up grabbing it. Like I said, I think it was like 8 or 10 months ago. It finally came in. They wrote like a nice little postcard to where they said sorry for the delay and everything, with handwritten kind of postcard to where they apologized, and it was really nice of them to do. And hopefully they'll get a bunch of my other games to me soon to where I can start talking about them. And then lastly, so I got like about like from like my 5th arcade went up I'm putting together. I keep finding these little things when I'm putting them together. And I thought that they wwere part of like kind of like wall mounts. I didn't know what they were. So I just kind of like put them in a bag, whatever. I think I probably threw some away. Finally, about like my 5th arcade, I'm like, oh crap, they're dust covers for the joysticks. Then I go start finding them all, putting them on all in. I'm missing one, and so I end up finding some custom ones. These are like just like little marble ones for the marble cabinet. They're just dust covers. They came in. I may get some more custom ones as far as like for my other cabinets. We'll see how much I like them. I've been using them this week. Still working pretty good. Adds a little bit of customization to your cabinet. And like I said, the only reason I really ordered it was because I was one short, so I needed a new pair. But that is it, guys. So let me know what you guys are playing, what you've been picking up, what do you see from limited run games coming out that you think you're going to pick up? What are you picking up this Friday? You're going to grab the Paper Mario, you're going to grab the Ghost of Tsushima. If you've been playing the new Curse of the Moon 2, let me know how you're liking that. But see you guys next week. Later.